Previously, Tom Moss had trapped an engine in the tunnel. I wonder who it is. Edward never showed up on his branch line this morning. It's Edward! Ah, Edward, nice to have you back. As for you, Tom Moss, as punishment for your trick, you are to work on Edward's branch line today. Tom Moss was happily and peacefully going up and down Edward's branch line, which confused some of the engines. Something's not right here, said Thomas. What do you mean, Thomas? Asked Percy. Tom Moss is working and not playing pranks. Something is not right at all. At the very last station on Edward's branch line, Sir Topham Hatt was waiting for Tom Moss. Tom Moss, I am very proud of you. Passengers are having a great time. In fact, so many people like you, I need to give you an extra carriage. Keep up the good work. So now Tom Moss had 2 carriages on Edward's branch line, which soon turned to 3 carriages, which soon turned to 4 carriages, and soon Tom Moss had 5 carriages of passengers. Tom Moss now has 5 carriages. Tom Moss has never been this hard-working and this useful. I think he's planning something, Percy, and I think it's going to be a huge prank. At the very last station on Edward's branch line, Sir Topham Hatt was once again waiting for Tom Moss. You have been so useful today, Tom Moss, so I'm going to give you a very special job to do. I need you to go to Chatsworth Station and pick up some very important guests to the island of Sodor. Queen Elsa and Princess Anna. I need you to bring them here to me. So Tom Moss left to pick up Queen Elsa and Princess Anna. Elsa and Anna were waiting on the platform when Tom Moss arrived. They soon got into the special carriage and Tom Moss left the station. He passed Thomas and Percy once again. Tom Moss is carrying Elsa and Anna in his carriage. I don't like the sound of that. I still think he's up to something, Percy. So Topham Hatt was waiting at the other station for Tom Moss, carrying Queen Elsa and Princess Anna. He was waiting, and waiting, and waiting. He even waited overnight. But Tom Moss never showed up. Later, Thomas appeared at the station. Oh, Thomas, thank goodness you're here. Tom Moss has not turned up, and he has Queen Elsa and Princess Anna. I should never have trusted him. Get all engines to look for him right away. Yes, sir. And so the search began. Thomas looked high and low for Tom Moss. But as he entered the forest, he saw Tom Moss up ahead, without the carriage. Oh no, thought Thomas. Where has Tom Moss hidden Elsa and Anna? all of the engines were looking for the lost carriage. Salty searched the docks. Percy searched the swamp. Later, Thomas noticed something. The same tunnel Tom Moss had hidden Edward in was bricked up again. Oh no, I bet the lost carriage is in there. And Thomas raced off to get help. Soon, Thomas, Percy, Sir Topham Hatt and the search and rescue team were by the tunnel. They managed to remove the brick wall and sure enough, the lost carriage was inside. Out stepped Queen Elsa and Princess Anna. I am so sorry, Elsa and Anna. I should never have trusted Tom Moss. Wait till I see him next. He'll get what he deserves. Where do you think Tom Moss is now, Thomas? I reckon he's hiding, quietly planning his next prank.
It was a lovely day down at the docks. Salty and Porter were busy moving cargo around. Cranky had even learnt how to grab the cargo from Salty while he was still moving. Everything was working well. Did you see Tom Moss the prank engine? Yes, it was him. Tom Moss, what are you doing here? And what are you doing with those oil drums? Oh, maybe he was just visiting. Everything still seems to be working well. Oh no! One of the oil drums exploded and oil has gone everywhere. Salty came to see what had happened. The oil on the track was so slippery that his wheels couldn't grip and were just spinning round. Porter tried from the opposite direction. The same thing happened. The docks had come to a standstill. Thomas met Percy. Percy told him about the problem at the docks. I have an idea, said Thomas, and off he went. He returned quickly as Thomas in Slippy Sodor. This liquid will clean the track, said Thomas, and off he set for the docks. When he got there, he got to work and quickly cleaned the oil up from everywhere. There, said Thomas. The track should be fine now. He left. Salty took the exploded oil drum away. The docks returned to normal and no one suspected Tom Moss at all because we were the only ones who saw him at the docks. Looks like he got away with it again. Thanks for watching our story which featured the Thomas Dockside delivery set. Place the special cargo in the delivery hopper. When Thomas comes through, the cargo drops into the truck. When Thomas passes Cranky, Cranky scoops the cargo off the truck and drops it onto the dock. A clever set which comes with an oval of track including a full-size bridge which would allow another track to pass underneath. We added more track in our story and put a track underneath the bridge. The set works because of the special blue truck which we attached to Salty.
Uh-oh. It's Tom Moss. Looks like he's up to no good. Meanwhile, it was the end of a hard day's work for some engines. And one by one, they went to sleep. Then, Tom Moss arrived. He meddled with the engine's brakes. In the morning, the engines woke up and left for work. The problems then started. Thomas was approaching a signal, which he had to stop at to let James pass by. But he couldn't stop. Close one. Phew, said Thomas. But the other trains weren't as lucky. Sorry, Hero, I couldn't stop, sulked James. Neither could I, replied Hero. Tom arrived. Oh, I knew you were behind this, said James. Percy and Rusty couldn't stop either. Oh dear. Sorry, Percy, my brakes aren't working, said Rusty. Mine didn't work either, said Percy. Unfortunately, Tom had a special surprise for Thomas. Tom had destroyed the bridge. He had a great view. Oh dear. Tom was proud of his work, so he started to head back to his tunnel. Oh no, sulked Thomas. Sodor was a mess. Luckily, a couple of minions arrived.
Are you alright, Thomas?
No, not really. Tom Moss did this. Can you catch him? Thomas asked. The minions liked the challenge. Tom was escaping until he saw something. It was the minions.
Hello, Tom.
Tom ran away, and the minions chased.
Hello. Whee! Woohoo! Steady. Steady. Yes.
The minion landed on Tom.
Yes. Woohoo!
Tom wasn't getting away this time, until he went through a tunnel.
Oof. Ooh.
Tom got away and headed straight into his tunnel. So the trains were cleared up and put back on the track. The minions returned to Thomas. Did you get him? Asked Thomas.
Nearly.
Oh well, maybe next time. Uh-oh, it's Tom Moss. Oh no, he's got some naughty helpers. They're up to no good. Meanwhile, Sir Topham Hatt had an important job for James, Thomas and Percy.
Engines, we have some very valuable items which need delivering to the Sodor Museum. I'm putting you three in charge.
So they each took a valuable item and set off for the museum.
Oh look, here comes Thomas. Places, people. Okay. Thomas! Thomas!
What is it? I'm in a bit of a hurry.
There's something in the cave.
Let me have a look. I can't see anything. Nope, there's nothing in there.
Oh, phew. Well, thanks, Thomas. Bye.
Bye.
Sucker. Yeah, we've got it.
And Thomas didn't even notice. Next up was James.
Hey, James. Hi. Hi, James. Hi. Whoops. sorry about that. There you go. Have a nice day. We've got his crown. We've got his crown. We've got his crown. One left. Percy. Come on, let's do it. Percy.
What? Who's there? Ah! What do you want?
It's only me.
Oh, phew. Okay, you got me. Okay, I've got to get going and deliver this treasure. Bye.
Bye. Sucker.
They now had all 3 valuable items. Meanwhile, Chase was waiting for the trains at the museum. Here you go, Chase. Here are the ancient coins. Huh? There are no coins, Thomas. James arrived.
And here's the crown.
But James, you're not carrying a crown.
What?
Percy then arrived without his valuable item.
Where have they all gone? Oh, I bet it was those minions in the tunnel.
Oh, I think you're right, Percy. But they could be anywhere by now.
Na na ni na na.
There they are.
So the engines chased them.
Uh-oh, quick, run, run!
But Tom was pulling a lot of heavy items, so he couldn't move very quickly. So he uncoupled 2 of the trucks.
Yes, they've dropped the coins and the crown. Ah, but they've got the treasure chest.
Oh, don't worry about that. Sir Topham Hatt told me a secret about the treasure chest. They're going to be really disappointed.
Ta-da! We're rich! Look at all of this treasure. What? It's empty! No! All of that for nothing.
So the real treasures were delivered to the museum, and Tom retreated back to his tunnel. Until next time.
Express coming through! Express coming through! Shouted Gordon proudly. Through the tunnel. Where's his express coach? There it is with... Is that Tom Moss the prank engine? It is. You're up to mischief again, aren't you? Express coming through! Shouted Gordon. There were people waiting at Maithwaite for the express. Gordon pulled in. All aboard the express, he shouted. But there was no coach for the passengers. What are you doing, Gordon? Said Sir Topham Hatt. Where is your coach? It's behind me. Well, it was when I started, sir. I don't know what's happened to it. Thomas pulled up. Ah, Thomas, said Sir Topham Hatt. Can you go and fetch Annie and Clarabel and move these passengers? Gordon seems to be getting very forgetful. and I need a reliable engine." "Yes, sir," said Thomas, and he raced away. "I'm going to be the express! I'm going to be the express!" he shouted. He picked up Annie and Clarabel and raced off towards Maithwaite. Through the tunnel. Oh no, not Thomas as well. "Express coming through!" shouted Thomas. He pulled into Maithwaite. "All aboard the express!" he shouted. The passengers were not happy at all. "Thomas, what is going on today? Where are Annie and Clarabel?" "But they were behind me when I left, sir. I thought... Oh, sorry, sir. I'll go and find them." He left. Down at the docks, Cranky had just loaded some paint into Ben's truck. "Thanks, Cranky," said Ben, and off he went. He was taking the paint to Sir Topham Hatt. Through the tunnel. Oh no, not Ben as well. Thomas then found Gordon. "Have you forgotten your coaches as well, Thomas?" said Gordon. "There's something funny going on," said Thomas, and off he went. Thomas then met Ben. "Have you seen my paint truck, Thomas?" said Ben. "No," said Thomas, "but there's a lot of things missing today." Percy had collected a dinosaur skeleton and was taking it to the museum. "Look, Thomas," said Percy. "A dinosaur skeleton. I've been allowed to tow it." "That gives me an idea," said Thomas. Percy then continued, but with Thomas pushing the dinosaur as well. Through the tunnel. Oh no. Here comes Tom Moss. "Ha ha! Got you!" said Thomas. Tom Moss steamed off backwards. Thomas followed, but Gordon stopped him. "Thomas, we've got passengers waiting who are more important than catching that prankster. Let's find our coaches." "I know where they'll be," said Thomas. "Follow me." They found Tom Moss's tunnel and collected their trucks and coaches and got back to work. And Tom Moss, well, he realised he wasn't being chased anymore. He'd got away with it again. Thanks for watching our story. If you liked it, go on, give it a thumbs up. Make sure you're subscribed and then watch another by clicking any of these pictures. See you soon.